is 8:10. Newstalk Sauga 960 Raw. Mike Richards here on a Tuesday. And as you know, we always look forward to our Meet the Steelheads. In fact, they played today. This is kind of interesting for a lot of reasons. There have been some faces that have changed from one jersey to the other. And that team, of course, would be the Peterborough Petes. Because as you know, anytime these two teams get together, it turns into a circus. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's because in Peterborough, they're mad about their corners that are square. I'm sure because when I was told there was renovations in that Peterborough barn, I expected more than just new light bulbs. I don't know what's going on there. I will tell you, because of my hometown, I had a long association with the Peterborough Petes, and that's the team I wanted to play for and probably should have. But once again, I'm someone who makes a lot of mistakes. And so I think it's so cool that we have Stevie on this morning. Leskovar, how you doing, Stevie?
Hey, good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm thrilled that you joined us here. And I got to tell you, before we even get to this matchup and now that you're here with the Steelheads, very often I'll go through and look to see if I can find something about the guys. Usually it's where you're from. So I think you're a Cambridge guy. You played in Lindsay. You played Lakefield. There's all kinds of stuff that I'm looking at. You're basically 6'4", 200 pounds. So even if Bruce Buffer was calling your name, it would be pretty cool because we fighting. It'd be great. 6'4", 200. That's awesome. If I'm the goalie, if I'm Alessio, I'm going, hey, that's a nice. I like a 6'4". I like it. So that's good. And then I see this. Okay, because I got to ask you about this one because this is weird. And for some reason, it's on the Windsor Spitfires site. So it talks about all your career highlights, including, you ready for this? Because I want to know if this is true. Has a tea and banana before every game.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
This is true?
Yeah.
Tea and bananas?
Yeah.
Okay. I would think that would make you. Well, I doesn't that make you sort of, I don't know, active before during the game? Like, why a tea and banana? Because I've not seen that before.
I don't know. On the way to the rink, I'll stop at Tim's and I'll just grab a tea and then I'll have a banana before I go on the ice. It's a weird combo, I know.
It is a very interesting combo. I'd have to think you go through Tim's and go, I'll have your tea and banana. No banana. Like I just don't. I don't know. But look, I'm thrilled that you're here, and we know that it's been for our guys and for you, it's been the second half of the season kind of has been a struggle. It's been tough, but it's a hugely tough league to play in. But now you have to play against Peterborough. What is that going to feel like for you?
I feel like it's going to be a good time. Hopefully, we can get out a big win against them.
Now, your time with Peterborough, because look, there are a lot of great places to play. There are a lot of great places to play in the OHL. And I think Peterborough seriously is probably one of them simply because it means a lot to the town. It means a lot to the people that get into it. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, for sure. It's such a small town that everyone kind of knows you and they all kind of go out and support on the weekends or whenever your games are.
And how has the transition been so far since coming over, playing on Mississauga here, getting, involved in the room and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, room's amazing. Boys are great here. City's a little bit bigger, so you tend to get lost a little bit, but you got to use the GPS a little bit more. But
well, at least you're on the Cambridge side. Like for a family to come in and see you, this is obviously way better.
30 minutes. Yeah, it's pretty easy for family.
Now, have they had a chance to come out and see you?
Yeah. My dad and my mom almost come to every game.
Now, when we have some of the players on, there are some fathers who played hockey to a certain level, so they, it seemed natural. There's some would do this, and there's some fathers that like to give advice to their sons on what they see. Sometimes it's wanted, sometimes it's not wanted. Well, where do you sit with that? Your dad talk to you about your game?
He never really played hockey growing up, just like for fun, and then he went and played tennis. So he knows the game, but he's watched it for a while. But yeah, he gives me a couple tips once in a while, but he's not like one of those crazy hockey dads. So,
so he played.
He's there
tennis?
More to support me.
Do you play any tennis?
No. As a kid, I did. Now it's just ping pong.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, the ping pong talk. Here we go. Okay,
Yeah.
so it seems to be a real point of contention for this team. It has for the last 4 years that you guys have been coming on. So, like, did this exist in Peterborough? Was there a ping pong culture in Peterborough?
Yeah, yeah, there was.
Really?
Yeah, we had a table out back, so
But Mississauga, this is like it's like gladiators or something out the back. Like the way that people talk about it. And when Luca was here, I mean, he was like seriously into this ping pong. So where do you fit on the ranking schedule now with Mississauga? Where are you?
oh, uh, I'm not the best player. I'm more of a grind type guy on the table.
Oh,
Not,
a grinder in ping pong. That's the first
yeah,
time I've heard of that one.
yeah, exactly. So I can either have a really hot game or sometimes it's a little rough on
Well,
the
so
table.
who's the best then? Who honestly, because everyone kind of lies when they come on, but who?
I would say Casper, Benny's good. Yeah, those are the two. Cracks is pretty good. Jeff's is good.
Crackers is good.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
hold on, wait a minute though. He's one of the coaches. You're not supposed to be jumping
yeah.
on one of the coaches.
No, he hops in there. He's beat me a couple times, but
Oh.
one of these days I'll get him.
Well, when you look at what you guys need to do down the and when I say the backstretch, we're almost at the finish line here. So what is sort of the message in coming up? I mean, obviously today it's big in Peterborough. Then you've got Barrie, who are really super tough. Just Erie will come to town. Then you got to go to Oshawa. Then you're here in Oshawa. So what is the focus right now? Like, what are the things that you got to get doing that you feel like maybe in the last couple of weeks or last month haven't?
I think just dig deep here at the final stretch here. Just throw everything on net, crash the net, and just do whatever it takes to get a win.
And we were just kind of mentioning there and getting pucks to the net there and crashing the net, and then you coming over in the trade. You get your first point, your first goal in the OHL when you come over to Mississauga. What was that? What was that moment like?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, so puck kind of came out and then kind of just shot and didn't really realize it went in.
So it
And
wasn't
yeah, it was pretty cool.
so not a huge goal celebration. You weren't doing like the robot, or you didn't skate
No,
backwards like you're
no,
Michael
no.
Jackson. No.
No, it was like put your hands up in the air. Kind of, yeah. It wasn't the best celly, I would say.
Hey, it went in. That's really kind of
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
matters. And I think for you guys generally on a nightly basis, almost to every game, you usually outshoot your opponents. It's not like you don't get offensive chances. So you talked about going to the net. So do you feel then in the last little while that you haven't been aggressive enough, because you've run into some good goalies, and I think that's just what happens when Mississauga plays teams, guys, because it's kind of like Toronto. And this was my theory. I said, well, you can speak to this. So you're from Cambridge, you
yeah,
played around Ontario, played in Peterborough. Do you not feel that when you play Mississauga, when you're not from Toronto or this area, that you're kind of coming to Toronto? In your mind, you're in Toronto.
yeah. Yeah, kind of.
Right. So I think that sometimes goalies, when they come from other towns, when they come in from London, Kitchener, it doesn't matter where it is, the Sioux, that you kind of put on you show up. So Mississauga is kind of seeing the best of what every team always has.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we ran into a couple hot goalies for sure.
Well, as I said, you've got some playoffs, but I would imagine you guys aren't really thinking about matchups necessarily. You guys got to finish this thing out.
Yeah, yeah. We're just worried about getting a couple more wins here and finishing off hot.
How do you do that? How do you kind of find that balance of making sure that you're not looking too far ahead? And even though it is, you're coming up on it here, the playoffs starting soon, but just kind of staying in the moment and still got to win some games here.
I feel like kind of just going into each game and kind of just think about each game like one step at a time and just digging deep and just doing whatever you can.
Now, are there guys that since you've been on this team that you sort of leaned on, because there are some leaders on this team, and considering that you did change jerseys, who are the kinds of guys that you think have been important to you, at least on this team, by their leadership or skills? Who has that been for you?
I would say like everyone's great on the team. I would say like James Hardy, our captain, unbelievable guy, unbelievable player. Chucky, Sharpie, Larson, all these guys, all these older guys. They're just great guys, great teammates, great leaders.
Well, I always think it's interesting that when guys come from other teams, they still talk about the dressing room in Mississauga, how close it is, and just immediately it because it makes me feel like it's just that's not everywhere in every dressing room across the league, that there's really something kind of very special. And I'll be honest, your head coach and general manager and Elliot, the owner, they work real hard on making that a priority, the kind of people they have in that dressing room.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is probably one of the tightest rooms I've ever been a part of, which it just makes it fun going to the rink and seeing the boys.
Yeah, that is very common. Now, in terms of the style that you play in Mississauga, has there been much of adjustment from coming from Peterborough?
Yeah, I would say a little bit, but I would say it takes a little to get a hang of like new team and stuff. But yeah, it's probably
Like, what would be the main difference if you have to look at the game that you played, that Peterborough plays, to what Mississauga does? What are the differences?
I would say, tough one here. First tough one.
Well, I thought the tea and banana one was kind of tough, so I thought this is
Yeah,
second.
yeah, that one was. I don't know. I would say like different style. Like playing against like Mississauga when I was in Peterborough, I would say like how many shots they get on net. Like I remember playing against Mississauga and like we would come in and be like, these guys get a lot of shots on net. Now being on the other side, it's kind of cool to like see how we throw everything on net. And that's why we probably get chances that we do.
And what would you say that your style of play is as a defenseman? Of course, you're a big guy. Like, do you like to play physically, or what does that kind of look like?
Yeah, I like the physical game. Yeah, I enjoy hitting quite a bit.
Yeah, I can see that smile on your face. The moment Brendan mentioned physical play, you got very
Yeah.
happy, like Andre the Giant. You you got to enjoy that. Well, look, we're looking forward to some playoffs, and look, there's still some work to do, and I realize you guys are going to get at it, and there really are no nights off in this league. I mean, even if teams struggle a little bit, it's still not easy because the OHL, everyone is kind of good. There's a quality, there's good coaching, and playing, for instance, in Peterborough, then you got to play, Barry's always going to be tough. So, we wish you the best of luck because we know you can get it done. And so glad you joined us here this morning, Stevie.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
That is Stevie Leskovar joining us here this morning, talking about what is happening for your Mississauga Steelheads as we head to, look at, there's like literally a handful of games. So after Peterborough today and Barrie, then you've got Erie, and then a travel to Oshawa on Sunday. The following weekend, Oshawa comes back here. Then weirdly go back to Peterborough again. I guess you just can't get enough of the Kawartha ice cream. I don't know what that's about. Did you ever get the ice cream? Was it Lakefield? Where's the ice cream place? I think it's
There's one in Peterborough, Kawartha Dairy.
See that's
Yeah.
I Moose Tracks is a good one. Also,
Yeah.
you like that one?
A good
Oh
one.
no, it's
Yeah.
good. And people with Tiger Tail, that's the one with the licorice and orange in it.
I
Yeah,
haven't
see,
tried that one.
what now? Tea and bananas too good for that?
I don't think they have that flavor.
Yeah, once they have tea and banana, you know that you've got a relative working for Kawartha Dairies. And then finish it off going way, that's weird. You got to way up north to North Bay, where you finish off the season, and then the playoffs will begin. So thanks so much, Stevie. You take care.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
It is coming up on 8:25. We're going to do a little traffic here at 8:40. We'll talk to Tom Rominski and talk about the World T-Ball Classic, where the uniforms are weird, the rosters are weird, the teams are weird, and the scores are weird.